Good morning, everyone. It's Merritt with Apteros Trading. It is Monday, September 27th. The last DMI that I did was Thursday. I was traveling Friday. So real quick, let's recap just for accountability purposes what we said for Thursday and what played out. And as you guys know who've been watching these, there's continuity between them, right? So it's important to just... Well, if you're trying to learn something from these, the continuity is important. So let's proceed. We were bullish. We talked about, we were throwing the word swing long around and things like that. Wanted to be positioned long and whatnot. So off a neutral level here, bullish day, drive. Straight to, we don't usually use yellow and those kind of different colors and whatnot. But this was such an important level that I thought that the market needed to get to. That would be, a very good destination, a very important inflection. So anyways, that's where we got to. And then we held above it a couple times. So that's, that's perfection in terms of tradable opportunity to even press for more. Got up to here, I believe that was the high of day, and then we drift back down to that level. So, early morning, if you were able to get long, obviously that's just a windfall, straight line, opening drive type of play. But you would have, for our purposes, NADRO students, excuse me, we would have had to have been positioned just prior to the open, which was certainly feasible with our intraday framework. This was a standard rotational play there. So with a very bullish backdrop contextually. We'll just look at Friday relative to, looks like overnight session. We got back below, couldn't continue holding this key inflection. Back above it in the pit session, a little crisscrossing there. That looks a little messy, right? Holding from below, then it holds from above, holds from below, holds from above, for a rally into the close. Now in the overnight session, we've finally gotten up to this area, which we talked about would be, just a huge important area. Finally got there, which brings us into where we are now at the hard right edge. So I'll pause the video, adjust levels for today, and be right back. Okay, still big picture bearish this market, but most everything, I'm sorry. I might should edit the video and delete that, but I'm just going to rephrase it here. I'm sorry. Still big picture bullish. I'm pretty sure I just said bearish. Still big picture bullish. But almost everything I'm looking at today is pretty rotational, pretty neutral, pretty sideways. Not a lot of grand expectations for anything here for this session. Doesn't mean that we won't see the best fireworks we've ever seen in our lives, but that is the expectation. That is the probabilities based on the models and frameworks that I use with NADRO. So one opportunity, let's show you the landscape real quick. Several bull zones, each of them very important. I think especially this one here, 43, 84, 85. That's the nearest one to us, and it's one that could, definitely hold us. This level here, 44, low 4470s, is also very important. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And these two dashed lines are not as important as those other areas per se, but they're very immediate, very usable in terms of hypos and things that we could actually trade as day traders here today. So I think that this rejection here, off of, by the way, weak selling on this down move, I think this rejection here could make this level essentially short-term bullish. And so any kind of pullbacks and things, especially if we get a pullback that starts to hold above, 35 or so, that's as of right now, that's subject to change. That's a dynamic type level. But those of you using, intraday frameworks and whatnot, look for a pullback to start to hold. So if we see a little more buying, this would be an advanced version of that pullback, almost setting up now if we start to get some upside momentum and this 44.30 continues to hold. So short-term bullish, if 44.30 is holding, expectation is to go to this dashed line here, 48.75. So that's opportunity number one. Opportunity number two is if we start to hold above 48, 75, call it 49, and get a pullback and whatnot. That leads us to this zone up here, those low 44.70s. So there's another little, that's a little 20 handle move there. Would be a good trade. So as long as we get above there, some kind of pullback that's holding above it to go up there. That's opportunity two. Opportunity three is not that great, but it is some kind of a hold underneath this area. You got to watch out for this. You got to take partial profits into this. This is technically bullish, but I'm keeping it neutral just because it's one reference in isolation. It's not really, strong narrative and confluence of narratives. So short below here, or the one I prefer is short below 44.20. That could bring some serious downside all the way to this bull zone here. Really is what I'd look for. Okay, so there's some great scenarios for today. Let's go get it.